Hi folks, so here's a video showing you how you can use this third-party app called MirrorOp to screen everything from one phone to another phone or a tablet or a computer. And it also allows you to control the one camera from the other or one phone from the other. I have to give a little disclaimer here. I'm using Android. I know a lot of people use Apple. I know that there is a version of MirrorOp for Apple, but you may have to jailbreak your phone. So you may want to look into other applications that provide these features. Sorry, I jumped ship from Apple years ago because I got tired of them telling me what I can and can't do with my phone. So I don't have a way to really test this. But if you find an app that allows you to screen and control things one phone to the other, one device to the other, this should work for you. So this video here is just kind of showing me using the active track feature. I got my phone set up on the gimbal on a tripod, and I first discovered this. I had it set up like that, and I was indoors and it was outdoors, and it was great. It was just like a security camera that I could just move anywhere that I wanted to. So the way this works is, well, here I'm going to do a motion time lapse. This is another great little feature, and this again is remote, being done remote. So I'm just using the active track feature to select something that's not moving, just in order to actually move the camera. So you could use this like if you had your gimbal set up on a tripod or a monopod or somewhere up in the air where you really couldn't do these things manually. Well, now you don't have to. You can just set it up and use the second phone or device to actually control it. One thing that I have found is because that create position or that the time lapse screen that comes up, it's a lot easier to do motion time lapses from right to left than left to right. You can do it, but it just takes a little longer because you have to make little tiny incremental steps using the active track to get the camera to point to where you want. But it would work that way as well. Excuse me, got some seasonal allergies going on. So I made a series of videos of other things that you can do with the Osmo, but it just seemed like people weren't interested, or I couldn't even get a thumbs up or anything, so I just kind of got frustrated and took them all down. But this was the last iteration of some experiments that I've tried just to get more out of my Osmo, and I just had to share it. It's really awesome. So you can see here, I got the camera set up behind both devices. MirrorOp has a trial version. You can try them for like 5 minutes at a time. The app itself costs $10, and I don't work for DJI. I don't work for MirrorOp, so I just spent my own money on these things and played with them to try to get more functionality out of my gear. So I tried this. I was recording a play for a friend of mine, and I had my Osmo set up on a monopod, and I was at a play, and I used this application just to see, like, as a remote monitor, so I could see what I was pointing at, see what I was recording. So if you have an Apple phone and you don't have it jailbroken, or you don't want to jailbreak it, you can still probably use this app for that as just a remote monitor, so you can see what you're filming when the Osmo is not actually right in front of you. But it works really well. Sorry it's a little laggy here on my tablet, but I was running a screen recording app, and the tablet decided it also wanted to update a bunch of stuff in the background. But it works like a charm. It works really well, and I'm trying using this technique or this setup with some other techniques to get more functionality out of the camera than you could ever really dream to do by itself, the way it normally comes. Excuse me. So I got one last little clip coming up here, and I included that just to kind of show you what not to do. If you do use this to move your camera around wherever you want, and you're going to use it for a motion time lapse, be sure to cancel or exit out of the active track before you start the motion time lapse, because you see what happened there is it started to move, but then it just kind of centered itself on the last thing that I had the active track selected on. So you have to cancel that before